Hello, in this video I will show you how to do this tooltip like this one in using HTML and CSS. So in the first step I will start with an empty file, okay, and I will do something like this, create some text and put the text in the center. Okay, so to do that I create an element called session, and inside the session I have a P for paragraph and some text like this. Let's see what happens in the browser. In the browser we have this some text, but it's not centered. Okay, let's center this text. Create another element, the style element, where I will put all the CSS. So for the body I want the background black, and color for the text should be white, okay, and the font size should be 50 pixels. Okay, so the result in the browser. Let's put the session element, let's align the text to the center, like in the draw that I made. I'm aligning the text to the center, and the result is this. Also, I want to put a margin top of about 300%, like in the draw. Margin top 300%. So the result is this. In this step I will create this element, okay, and this square. Okay, I go here to the code and I create a style for the class tooltip before, another class tooltip after, for the after element. The before element will have a content of my tooltip text, and the after element will have a content of a code. Okay, let's see the results. We can see the elements because I forgot to give this class tooltip. To the P element I have a class called tooltip. Okay, let's go again, and now we have my tooltip text, some text, and this square. Now I will give some style. For example, a background of this color, and I will change the color of the text to the same color as this one. So let's see the results. This is blue, and the background of this one is blue too. Now I will give more space to the text, a width of like 200 pixels, padding of 10 pixels. Right, this is bigger. Okay, 25 pixels. Okay, the normal text is 50 pixels, and this one will be 25. See the result, it's smaller. Put the borders, radius 15 pixels. The borders are round. Next we will change this element. The tooltip after element. Give a width of 15 pixels and a height of 15 pixels too, and a font size of 20 pixels. So the element is smaller, and this one too. Actually, we don't need to have the width and the height in this case. This is text, and I already giving a size to this, and the scenario of the before element, the width is not necessary to, I think. Let's see the result, and the result is the same. Okay, so don't forget that the element P has a class named tooltip, and this tooltip have a before and an after element. Okay, the before element has the content of my tooltip text, and the after element has the content of this code that is a square. Okay, after that I added some more CSS styles for each one, for the before element and the after element, to create this box and this square. In this step we should move the balloon to the top. That is actually saying that the element before and the element after have a bottom of 200 pixels. So to do that, we go here to the CSS and say that tooltip, the class tooltip before and also the tooltip after have a position absolute from the bottom 200 pixels. The result, nothing happened. This element changed a little. Let's say that display these elements as a block. This element moved and this one not, because I made a mistake and called tup instead of tooltip. Tooltip. See the result, and the square element we can't see it because the before element is over the after element, so we can't see the element, but it is there. Okay, something strange happened. I gave a bottom of 200 pixels and the elements didn't go up. We must add another property to the class tooltip, where we say that the position of the tooltip is relative to the other elements. Let's see the result, and the elements move up. We want to center the elements here. Okay, we go here again to the tooltip before and tooltip after, left 50%, and the elements moved to the left. I moved first 200 pixels from the bottom, and next I moved to the left 50%. There is a problem. There is actually a problem. We can't see the other element, the square element. I mistakenly removed tooltip after width about 15 pixels, and the height is about 15 pixels too. Also, to do the math correctly, must have a width to the element before. So the element before must have a width of 200 pixels. Okay, I don't think that, okay, this change something here. We already see it's the before element is a little over the after element, this one. We move to the left 50%, and this element, the square element, is here because the before element is a little more to the left. To do the element move to the right, we know that the element have 200 pixels, and we will just remove 100 pixels from the margin of this element. We go here to the before element and gave it a margin left of -100 pixels. If we go here and refresh, the elements are more or less centered. Just to make sure that this element will always be over this second one, we go here, and to the before element we gave it a z index of 2, and to the after element we gave a z index of 1. So the bigger will be in the front and the lower is in the back. In this case the after element is 1, so it will be in the back, and before is 2, so it will be in the front. So in the step 4, every time the mouse is hover the text, this balloon should go down, okay? And every time the mouse leave, it should go back to the original position. We say that the tooltip hover before and the tooltip hover after should have a bottom of 60 pixels instead of 200 pixels, okay? Every time the mouse is hover the tooltip before and the tooltip after elements, the bottom will change to 60 pixels, and every time the mouse leaves, the bottom will be again 200 pixels. So when I move the mouse, the element moves too, okay? So let's make the transition a little more smooth. So to do that we say in the tooltips before and tooltips after that have a transition of all 0.5 seconds is like this. Let's see the result, and it moves slowly and is okay. I don't know if you saw that when I move here too and here, the balloon moves too. Why? Because the tooltip have this dimension like this. Let's put this more obvious. So I go here to the tooltip and I will add a border solid 1 pixel and is yellow, just to see the element tooltip. So the element tooltip is this element, okay? Every time the mouse is over this, the balloon moves, but we want to give to the end user the sensation that only and just only when you put the mouse over the text the balloon moves down, okay? So to do that we must shorten the tooltip element. give a width of 400 pixels. And let's see the result. I think we need to move it to the left. Okay, so left like 40%. So, and it moved. Okay, now when we put inside this box, the balloon moves. Last one. We are almost done here. We have a balloon and it moves, but I want that the balloon just appears when we put the mouse inside of the text, okay? And then it will disappear. Here to the tooltip before and after, we add the visibility hidden, so it's hidden from us, and when it's tooltip hover before and tooltip hover after, must show visibility visible. Doing that, the balloon just disappear, and when we put the mouse over, and it appears and disappears. Maybe if I gave here opacity of 0 and here opacity of 1, it goes more smoothly. The result, it appears and disappears, appears and disappears. This is it. Thank you for watching and hope you like it.